okay, just wait till I get that bitch to pop and go. Just wait till I get my chain and wrist to stop the snow. But I've been patient as fuck and I'm ready to blow. Ain't taking no stuff, my vibe aiming at the glow. Faking your bluff, my nine banging at the fro. Confiscating your bucks and no replacing your bucks. Ain't no taming the thugs, cause we them niggas. UFO gang, see them niggas. Midnight mogul, we them niggas. Hands on stack, see them figures.
Hey yo, what's good? This is Midnight from Midnight Mogul TV. You already know that face, so we ain't even gotta introduce him. What's going on?
What's happening, man? Beasley, URLTV.tv, the world's most respected MC battle arena. What's going on, Midnight TV?
I got a couple of questions from you from the fans.
Let's do it.
Okay. First question they want to know: are you ready to have your own battle league?
What do you mean? Am I, as Beasley, separating from URL?
I guess that's
I have my own battle league. URL is my own battle league. Even though it's Smack URL, we're still partners in what we do, and I created URL along with Smack, Norbs, and Chico. So it is mine. I have my own battle league already. So am I looking to break off or venture on by myself to do something separately? No. I'm happy with the way that things are with URL. I put a lot of energy, time, and effort into building it to what it is and helping expand the battle culture on certain levels. So I'm happy with our progress. I want to continue to progress more and do bigger things with the URL brand, and I'm very happy with it. So the answer to that question is I already have my own battle league, and I'm not interested in doing anything separately from my partners.
That's a good answer. And loyalty too. Alright. How was it working with Smack, and how did y'all link up? Can you give a brief story on how URL started?
Man, URL, man, well, you know, as many know, we did the Smack DVDs a long time ago, and at the end of every Smack DVD, there were MC battles. You know, our first venture that we were dealing with was the Smack DVD that, you know, was a DVD magazine where we basically went around and interviewed all the top rappers and MCs, executives, or anything within the hip-hop culture that was popular at the time, and compiled it onto a disc along with an MC battle at the end. But somewhere around 2007, as YouTube began to explode and cut into our business because people were taking the content and uploading it online, and it kind of like, you know, things started to move faster with bigger websites coming into fruition and blogs and stuff like that. So we weren't becoming as much of a necessity to a lot of the artists that were feeding us our content because they could put out the content on their own. So it made it a little difficult for us, so we had to rearrange with the times to start to upload our stuff onto the internet, and there was no real return on that, and the content wasn't as hot because they could see their favorite rapper getting an interview or doing a performance on any website from anybody at any time. But the one thing that we could control were the MC battles, because it's like a boxing match, and once two MCs are engaged in the moment, they're not going to recreate that moment again. So that was something that we noticed had a lot of views. You know, there was a battle out, there were battles, people were asking us to come back, you know, so that's how we began. And that first battle main event was T-Rex versus Math Hoffa. You know, it was a massive success online. We released it, and we never stopped from that point. And that was in, it's like 2009, October 31st.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah. What part of New York you from?
I'm from Manhattan. I've lived all over the place though, but mostly Manhattan and low on the east side, like the Spanish Harlem and stuff like that.
What was one of the hardest bars you heard in one of your URL events?
Man, one of the hardest bars, man, I mean, there's so many to pick from. I mean, man, that's kind of a tough question to answer. I would just say there's been lots of dope, electrifying moments and culture-changing moments at our events, you know what I mean? Where like, even like with DNA's recent Get Smacked the Fuck Out of Here, with the stage erupted. That was one of the loudest, you know, eruptions I've ever heard. Or Charlie Clips' line about the freestyle about the ring car girl with the stretch marks at Summer Madness 2. Of course, Lux's performance at Summer Madness 2. Hitman's Little Bro's gonna have to hold me up in Gnome 3. Big T's, Shalaka Booms. I mean, so many, man. So many things that you could mention, man. That count and go towards great moments or bars or whatever. But I can't remember any particular bars, and I don't want to misquote anything. But there's been a lot of dope stuff that's happened and culture-changing moments that have taken place at URL events.
Okay. Do y'all have clause in y'all contracts for choking now?
Yeah, we've started to implement them, but you know, it's still a touchy subject because people can choke sometimes, and we understand. But see, this is where it lies with me. I don't mind if somebody chokes. You know, even if they choke and they got to take a few seconds and then get their rhymes back. But like, if you choke and like 1 minute into a round and then you can't forget it, you lose the whole, like, it's like I feel cheated and the fans are cheated. You know, if I'm paying you and you're demanding all of this money and you can't remember your rhymes, why do I have to pay you all of your money if I'm not getting all of what I paid for? You know, I don't mind slips, mistakes, even chokes, even if you have to take 10 seconds to calm down and get yourself back together and then get back into your rhyme, that's fine. I would never penalize anyone for that. But like if you just write and it's 34 seconds into the round, you just, fuck it, let him go. When you quit, you should be docked for that because you're not prepared.
That's true. Next question. What's your thoughts on the Math and Dizaster situation?
Man, I mean, the Math and Dizaster situation was unfortunate. You know what I mean? It did not happen on the URL platform. Let's make that clear. It did not happen over here. You know, I've been asked to speak on it, so I will. You know, it's unfortunate. You know what happened, what transpired out there. People just have to understand that when you do stuff like that, it impacts everybody. Everyone loses. From the fans, URL loses, King of the Dot loses, Don't Flop loses, you know, all the major leagues lose. And the reason why that is it also directly affects the consumer because it prevents us from getting the venues that we want to get to give you guys the best possible show, continue to advance the culture, because they see what goes on online, they get the word, and once they find that they don't want those kind of events at their venues, nobody will. So then it limits the places where we're able to actually capture this content, and then it makes us have to pay more money for security, pay more money for different venues that are going to overcharge us, and in turn, that comes back directly to the consumer because then we're forced to pay a higher ticket price on top of what these MCs charge us to perform. So it's a domino effect of negativity when something like that transpires. So I would hope in the future that MCs stop, look, and listen and realize that, you know, if you have to fight somebody and it's that serious, let's do it off camera. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, listen, we go in the backyard, we're gonna fight, get it over with. But don't do it in front of the world. Because when you do it in front of the world, everybody sees it, all radio stations, media outlets, you know, entertainers. It lands on these various hip-hop websites and blogs, and that's what is put in front of the talent. You know what I mean? That's what's highlighted, that's what's showcased, as opposed to somebody's bars or talent or the great things that we see within the MC battle culture. So a fight should not drown out what we're trying to showcase here. You know what I mean? So I just hope that people can learn to resolve things differently. If they can't resolve them and they need to fight, do it off camera. And if you're at an event and you're a friend of someone who's gonna have a fight, whether it's an MC or an audience member, stop them. Because this is really the last form of pure hip-hop that we have. You know what I mean? And if this gets destroyed, you know, we're back to square one. And we don't have anything else presently right now that is hip-hop, that's feeding the people who want lyricism, who want flow, and style, and technique, and the things that we were brought up on and accustomed to hearing within their hip-hop culture. So be very mindful of that, and let's work together to please keep the violence out of battle rap. we should only have verbal violence, not physical. It's a battle of the minds, not the bones.
I got a question myself before I get back to these questions with the fans. So what you guys don't do like a battle rap? Well, not battle rap. How can I put this? Like a boxing match, like one event, which is everybody that want to get the stress off their chest, throw on the gloves, get like a little ring or something, and let them match up and go at it.
The reason why I wouldn't want to do that, because then we would be promoting fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And our goal is to promote battle rap, which is a battle of the minds, not the muscle. So, you know, in theory that would be great, but then, you know, you got guys losing on camera and then they can't handle it with their egos, and no ego is bigger than that of the MC. So I just don't know how good of an idea that would be, you know what I'm saying, for guys to box on camera. It may be entertaining, because then you would see who could really scrap and who can't. But I don't know what it would do for guys' careers, especially the guys on the losing end.
Yeah, you got a point there. All right, back to these questions with the fans. All right, here we go. Have you ever considered, I don't know if this is a suggestion or, yeah, it's a question. Have you ever considered doing voices for cartoon characters or commercials, because you got strong voice behind the URL trailers?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get into that kind of stuff, you know, if time permits, you know what I mean? It's an opportunity, and, you know, a way to extend your legacy in various areas of culture and the world in general, and just as a human being on the planet. So, of course, I would love to do some stuff like that. So, you know, maybe if the person asking the question has the connection, hit me up. Yo, Midnight TV, man, before we get started, I know everybody's bugging like, yo, Money was just sitting on the stoop in the daylight. Now it's nighttime and there's a backdrop of the city behind them. But, you know, the cards get filled up. Midnight TV is working. They're doing massive interviews, you know, and anything to do with the hip-hop culture. So sometimes things happen and cards get filled, and there's valuable footage that can't be dumped on site. But Midnight TV is so official that they went and bought some new cards and came back, and by the time they got back it was dark. So we just came up to the rooftop in the building and just got a little scenery in the background, and, you know what I mean, we're going to conduct the interview from the crib. So it is what it is. Let's do it.
Alright. So yeah, the last question I believe we was about to was getting into was, yeah, how come URL never uploaded the Low Deluxe versus Young Miles battle to our YouTube page with the rest of the throwbacks?
I thought that battle was uploaded. I mean, I have to confirm that and go back and check on it, but if it's not, it definitely will be re-uploaded to the channel. It definitely needs to be present, it needs to be available. It's nothing, there's no science behind it. It's just whoever our uploader was may have forgotten to upload the battle. But other than that, you know what I mean, it should definitely be available and be there for uploading.
Okay. What will be the difference? Well, what will be different about this Summer Madness from the other three?
I think more so than anything, Summer Madness is a vibe and an energy that people look forward to every year. It's a marquee event. It's a Royal Rumble. It's a Super Bowl of battle rap. And I think what will make this different is that there'll be a lot of dope grudge matches. There'll be just a lot of energy. I mean, I think they're all dynamic in their own way, and I expect Summer Madness 4 to be just as dynamic.
Okay, all right. So is the trailer's coming soon, I heard?
Yeah, the trailer's definitely coming soon. I mean, a lot of it, you know, people saying, okay, it's Summer Madness, but why is it in September? And I'll tell you why, man. You know, when these guys are out here fighting, you know, and doing dumb shit like that happens, it makes it more difficult for us to obtain good venues to hold these events in. And what ends up happening is I book a big event like Summer Madness, but then there's no venues that can hold the capacity for the amount of people that want to attend. So it just puts a strain on everything. So sometimes, you know, when we don't drop trailers right away or announce dates, it's because we're having trouble obtaining venues and just securing certain things that we can do to make it a great experience for everybody. So, you know what I mean? It will be Summer Madness, whether it's in December whether it's in September, October, November. Summer Madness is a vibe and an energy, man. You know, there's been stuff like Royal Rumble and other events, you know what I mean, wrestling events, sporting events that have been pushed back just to make sure that things are right. And that's what we did with this Summer Madness in particular. But I promise you, the card is crazy. I can't really reveal it right now, but I'm pretty sure that people will be happy with the selections that we have. All the names in the culture are on the card, and it's going to be crazy.
Okay. So, will from now on, will all the Summer Madness be in September, or will you?
Nah, that's not the goal, man. I mean, the goal is actually August, but this year, you know, we like to have star power in the building, as you know. We've had various entertainers, sports athletes, you know, executives come through and support the events. But this year, the VMAs was on the 23rd, which was our original date of August. And we didn't want to do that and chance us losing star power for coming in, because even the people that don't appear on the MTV Video Music Awards, a lot of artists go out there because of the business, the politics, and the parties and the energy in the city. So we didn't want to do it that weekend. And then the following weekend was the 30th, which is Labor Day this year,
okay.
Which is a terrible time for flights, for travel. It's more expensive. The airports are crowded. People are doing stuff with their families, hot dogs, barbecues, things like that. So we just didn't feel that that was a good time to do the event. And then the following week was the 6th. We were trying to make it on a Saturday, but everything was just booked and booked and booked and booked with the limited spots that are available to us. So that's why it was in late September. And trust me, we were trying to obtain venues in April, May. You know, people were giving us the runaround. So, you know, sometimes they'll say, hey, it's available, and then we'll go in and sit down and have a meeting, and they'll say, well, what is your price that you're willing to pay? And we'll tell them, and then they'll come back with a price that's double that price. So it's just so much stuff that we go through trying to obtain good venues and good locations. And sometimes that hinders the release of the things that we're trying to set up and do, you know?